Hello, welcome to Bikini Design Club. On today's short video, I will be sharing with you all the things that I've discovered on the new Bernina B64 airlock. The B64 airlock is a new machine, and it has some particular things that are completely new on Bernina, and I really love it. One of the things that most of us have a hard time when we are sewing is going with the threads on all the loopers. Sometimes I know that's a hard thing to do, and so sometimes I even get discouraged of changing my machine from overlock to cover stitch. I have a 𝗕𝗲𝗿𝗁𝗕𝗲𝗿 fun lock, which is a overlock and also a cover stitch machine. So every time I want to change between overlock and cover stitch, I have to go and change some needles and go ahead and go with my threads on my loopers. I already have available on our YouTube channel a video on how to do that, but today I want to share with you that on our B64 airlock, this is an overlock only, as I told you in the beginning, you will see the amazing thing they put on this machine that we were dreaming, I think. At least I was dreaming with it. So I really love it. They also did some upgrades. For me, I think there are upgrades, and I will show you the details. So I will be talking a little bit, comparing all the time the B64 with my 𝗕𝗲𝗿𝗁𝗕𝗲𝗿 fun lock, because it was my previous experience, and so I will be comparing the two of them. I will pop up an image of my 𝗕𝗲𝗿𝗁𝗕𝗲𝗿 just for reference, so you know which machine I'm talking about, but mainly we will focus on this one. So let's go ahead and dig on the details on our B64. So as you can see, our airlock B64 is quite big. It's bigger than the funlock 𝗕𝗲𝗿𝗁𝗕𝗲𝗿. I'm gonna turn it on and you will see the lights coming up. As you can see, the light is much better than on the funlock 𝗕𝗲𝗿𝗁𝗕𝗲𝗿. And then we have a huge table here, so this is great. When you put your project here and you start sewing, you have a lot of surface to help you guide your fabric and feed your fabric on the machine, and I really love this table. But imagine that you don't want a huge table and you prefer to have a smaller one. No problem, we just press this small button on the back there and we slide the table to the side, and we actually can have our machine a lot smaller without the table. But then imagine that we are doing, for instance, a shorts or a cuff from a sleeve. Well, great, because they also included this, and this comes out also. So the sleeve can go around here. This is also something very different from the funlock 𝗕𝗲𝗿𝗁𝗕𝗲𝗿, which I really am enjoying while I'm doing this experiment with the airlock B64. Then what more can I tell you? Well, besides the light, that for me, I think it's amazing. This is just like on the other one where your fabric goes when you are sewing. This opens just like on the 𝗕𝗲𝗿𝗁𝗕𝗲𝗿, and now you have here all your accessories that come with the machine. The screwdriver, the needles, the accessory to put your thread on the needle, also an amazing tweezer. Well, everything you need is here. And you will notice that it's quite clean. You don't have a lot of loopers showing, and you have here your blades that you can deactivate. So this is very nice. You can also adjust the width of your stitch just by moving this, so it's also a nice new feature that they have included. So this is quite nice. And then another thing that is completely different from my funlock is that the foot can be up and down with a leverage that it's on the right of the machine. This time it was placed on this side here. But they also did something that I think it's amazing, which is, let me close this, which is this leverage here on the lower part. So with this you can control the foot making the foot go up and down, and this is very, very good. In the beginning I thought that I was not going to use this, but now I've been sewing with the 𝗕𝗲𝗰𝗸 airlock, and I'm really loving it, because this enables me to grab my fabric with both hands, and when I go to the sewing machine with both hands, with my knee I just put the foot up and then down again without having to use any of my hands. So I'm really loving this new feature that they also added to the 𝗕𝗲𝗰𝗸 airlock. But let me show you the amazing thing they have done with the threads. So I'm going to remove the threads that they are on the machine. I'm going to remove them, and I'm going to go with them all over again so that you know how to do it. So I'm going to go with my left needle first. You go with the threads here, and then you go here on the disc. Of course, this is the disc that gives the pressure to your thread, so sometimes it's easier if you go to 0. You tension the thread inside the disc, and then you put your tension again. And then, of course, this is very easy because you have colors here. So the yellow, it's on the right, so you go here and here up, and then here on the left. And I'm gonna leave the tail for now. I'm gonna leave it there. And now I'm gonna do the same for my green thread. So up through the disc, and then left there, up and down. And now, if you need, use the tweezers. I'm gonna place it here. And this one on the other side. And now these two are very easy. You just go and you insert on the needle and you put them back, and they are done. I'm gonna do that in a minute, but now I'm gonna show you how we are going to prepare the other two. So the first thing I'm going to do is to align this part here. So you need to put this to the left, and nothing happened there. So why? Because this needs to be aligned so that I'm gonna show you again. So this is not ready to go with the threads, and when I slide to the left, it's now ready to go with the lower loopers. Okay, so we need to be on this position to be able to do what I'm going to show you next. So next I'm going to go again with the threads on the top of my machine. They come up, and now imagine you need a little bit of threads here loose so that you have enough to go until your looper. And I'm gonna place the threads inside this hole here. You can see that it's blue, so it's just following the codes, the color codes. So my blue is ready, and I'm gonna repeat the process for the red one. This is actually amazing. I'm just waiting for them to make a machine like this one, like the 𝗕𝗲𝗰𝗸, but instead of overlock, if they do an overlock and cover stitch with this method, I will be buying it for sure. This is just a test for me. I'm not going to go ahead and stay with this machine just because I want mine to do the cover stitch also. Well, you have here the excess thread, just like I did for the blue one. And now the amazing thing is, this is the miracle, okay? See this button? I'm gonna press the button. And that's it. My threads are already on the loopers. If you can just go with the tweezer and pull the threads down there, and the other one didn't go, so let me do it again. Oh, it was not long enough, so I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna put it here inside, and now that's it. It's here. See? I just need to go back, and my lower looper threads are done. Now don't forget to remove this, but if you forget, you are not able to close it, so you will not forget. I'm gonna place this again to the right. I can close, I can go ahead and place these two on my needles, and we are ready to sew. I'm going to show you just the noise. So I'm going to sew a little bit of fabric so that you can see. And before we go, I'm only going to show you a small detail on how we can change this to do a beautiful flat lock stitch, which looks amazing. And I'm going to show you a sneak peek of one of our activewear pieces that I've made with the B64 airlock. So imagine we want to start sewing and I need my two hands on the table. Well, I have my knee, remember, and I'm going to put this down with my knee so I can use both my hands on my fabric, which is great. So I'm gonna sew a little bit of a straight stitch. And as you can see, it's very nice. Now I'm going to show you a sneak peek on how to do the flat lock stitch on our B64 airlock. And as I told you, this is a small teaser because I really want you to see the full video on our YouTube channel on how to sew the activewear. But I will show you just a little bit so that you know, okay? This was the overlock stitch and it's very nice on the outside. So now I'm gonna go and show you how to change this to do the flat lock stitch. It's very, very simple. You remove one of the needles. So I want a wider flat lock stitch. So I'm gonna remove the needle from the green, so the one on my right. So I cut these threads and I have to put the foot up and remove the thread from this needle here. And now I'm going to remove the needle, which, as I told you, this machine has all the accessories you need to do this very easily. So I just grab the needle with this small accessory and screw this. The needle comes down and I tighten this again. I'm going to put this aside. So I only have one needle here. And so I have removed the needle from the right and the thread from the right? Now imagine that you will want to see black thread, so I'm gonna leave. This is the thread that it's going to be visible when you finish your flat lock stitch. Now the only thing you need to do besides what I've just done is change the tension on your needle or on your front needle to almost 0. And that's it. Again, I'm gonna use my two hands, lower the foot and start sewing. That's it. And now you can see here, this is the stitch for the flat lock, and I'm going to show you what to do next. So you just place this to the right side and you open the fabric, and when you open the fabric you will see the thread that I've just told you. So you will see the black thread. Of course I did this very tight, and so now it's hard for me to make this look nicer, but as you can see, we will open and we will sew the flat lock stitch. Let me grab one of the pieces that I've done with the blue thread so I can show you the final result. But this is how you can do nice, beautiful stitches that are visible. And I'm gonna just pop up here a zoom image of the top. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you like, and don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. See you soon. Bye.